A Quiet Place, Day One, was directed by Michael Sarnoski. It stars Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn and is a prequel to the two incredible Quiet Place films by John Krasinski. In this movie, a woman named Sam finds herself trapped in New York City during the early stages of an invasion by alien creatures with ultrasonic hearing. So as suggested, I am a huge fan of both those films. I love them very much. They're some of my favorite horror films of the last 10 years. I think John Krasinski really made something amazing. So handing on the baton to another director is a little bit scary, but Michael Sarnoski made Pig back in 2021, which is another amazing movie. I watched it on a plane and I loved it. A Quiet Place Day One was one of my most anticipated films of the year. Of course, I adore Lupita Nyong'o. She's one of the best actresses ever. And Joseph Quinn, of course, love him in Stranger Things, and I've been waiting to see him on the big screen. And I saw this film in IMAX today, and it was the biggest screen I've ever seen. Make sure to check out Movie Scene Canada in the description down below for your chance to go to an early screening like this, even possibly in IMAX. One of my biggest worries for this film, just before it came out, just the idea of the prequel, was part of the reason why the first one, and of course the second one as well, are so good, but especially the first one, is we're focused on just this family, and they're the only characters, so it's a very intimate and emotional story, and of course it's extremely well written, extremely well performed. Again, I love that movie. Second one, same thing. There's a few more characters, but still, you get the point. It's these tight stories. So going into this prequel that takes place in New York, of all places, it's going to be bigger, it's going to be louder, it's going to be crazier. And for me, in the first act, when a lot of the stuff was first really starting to happen, I didn't feel as connected to it. But as the film moved forward and we got closer with our characters and started focusing on them more than the events around it, I think the film absolutely improved by that. But that is not to say the action is not amazing, because of course, seeing this in IMAX, it was loud, it was crazy, it was all over the place, but in the best way possible for this film. There are a lot of very crazy scenes where you're running through buildings with these characters as these aliens are trying to kill them, and it's awesome. My favorite scene personally took place a little bit lower. That's all I'll say. It happens about halfway through the film. It's a very, very intense scene. It's so well directed. The editing is very good as well here. And this felt much more like a thriller than a horror film. There are, without a doubt, scenes of horror and horror elements in this film, but the overall story and the drama elements really push the thriller aspects, if that makes any sense. And although I don't think it is as good as the other ones, it's not really a fair comparison, but there are a few issues, that being that it takes a little bit for you to get invested, and there are a few moments where I'm like, okay, these are more specifically crowd-pleasing moments than character-dominant moments. Again, if that makes sense, I hope I'm being clear in this video. But you love these characters right away, and that is because Lupita Nyong'o gives a killer performance and Joseph Quinn does an excellent job in his first non-Stranger Things big movie role. I'm excited to see the future of what he does. I've loved everything I've seen Lupita Nyong'o in before, and of course I'm excited to see what she does in the future. A Quiet Place Day One explodes on the screen with huge action sequences while balancing a tender story about two people stuck in a bad moment. Nyong'o and Quinn's dynamic performances drive this one to a blockbuster hit. Early on, it struggles to find its footing, but once we settle with our characters, I was there for the ride. I'm going to give A Quiet Place Day One a 3.5 out of 5. This is kind of on the higher end of a 3.5 out of 5. I was deciding between this and a 4. It's just a rating. It doesn't really matter. It's just a number to put beside the movie, but that's not really how you should fully discuss films. It's more important to actually talk about them, obviously. But anyway, if you plan to see this one or have already seen it, let me know in the comments down below. Do you prefer the first Quiet Place film or the second one? For me personally, after rewatching them, I'm actually going to have to give the edge to the second one, although I have seen the first one more, so I don't know what that says. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time. Over and out.